Hi guys, this is question MM012 of the Sharpen Maths Methods study guide, how to find the inverse of a function and its domain. So firstly, what is an inverse? An inverse is a function that has been reflected over the y equals x axis, but put simply, all we need to do is swap x and y and then solve for y to find an inverse. So in this case, I like to replace f of x with y. Makes it a lot easier to deal with. So I say let y equal 1 over x plus 3 squared plus 2, which is simply our original function. What we then do is swap x and y. So always, it's not as important in multiple choice, but whenever you're doing this in short answer, you need to write for inverse swap x and y, solve for y. Because then you're actually explaining exactly what you're doing, whereas if you just randomly swap x and y, it's not the same thing and you're actually just creating a new function. So just make sure you state that in the short answer questions. So as I said, we swap x and y and then we solve for y. Pretty straightforward. The domain is the more complex bit, but we'll get to that. So from here, this becomes x take 2 equals 1 over y plus 3 squared. I cross multiply this up here and this down here, which gives us y plus 3 squared equals 1 over x take 2. We square root both sides, which gives y plus 3 equals the square root of 1, which is just 1, over the square root of x take 2. And then we get y equals 1 over root x take 2 minus 3. And then basically we need to follow this rule. So the range of our original function is equal to the domain of our inverse function, which is, because we swap the y and x's, the domains and the range also interchange. So judging by this question up here, this is a truncus with a asymptote at positive 2, which if I draw a tiny little diagram, looks something like this, which tells us that our range is positive 2 to infinity. So if our range of f of x is positive 2 to infinity, then our domain of the inverse of x of f is also 2 to infinity, not including 2 because it never touches that asymptote, which tells us that our answer is C, which is the domain 2 to infinity, and the inverse being 1 over root x take 2 take 3. Answer is C.